Hey, what's up guys, Vasco here, and today's going to be a very slow-paced video. I just want to show you two pretty cool case studies we just got in from people working with us, and in specific working and using our software to grow their site's traffic. So yeah, just going to go over what they are, what they sell, and hopefully you can take some gold nuggets of what they did, and you can implement some of the things they did, apply them to your business. So the first one is this right here. Again, of course, I have to hide the sites because I don't want to dox anyone, but they started working with us and specifically working with our software to grow their organic search traffic. So this right here is a screenshot from Ahrefs, a little software that this right here shows you the traffic you get from organic search from the classic Google and Bing, and nowadays it now shows you the traffic you get or the citations you get from these AI or LLM engines like AI Reviews, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, etc. Okay. So this is what this is, this screenshot. You can see that they grew their traffic, and they started with us from around April, so they were on a downtrend, and they were able to bounce back and go from around, let's say, 6,000 to a peak of 14,000 a month in monthly organic search traffic, worth around 2K or more than $2,000. Meaning that if a competitor, if let's say you were a competitor to these guys, okay, they're a US real estate platform like Zillow, but a bit more niche down, okay, and as you can see here, most traffic comes in fact from the US. Point being is that if you were a competitor of theirs, if you were to try to steal their business, right, and if you were to have to pay Google, if you were to want to have this much traffic from Google for these keywords, you'd have to pay around 2K a month in Google Ads to have that. Hopefully that makes sense. This right here is what this is, right? You pay 2K a month dollars to get this traffic if you were paying for these many keywords to get this much traffic. So traffic is quite valuable, and I often say that these metrics are a bit of a vanity metric because if traffic is bringing in zero, well, it's kind of pointless, right? To some extent, right? You can do some longer funnels, but you get the point. So point being is that this traffic is valuable. They're pulling in 2K a month, or they're pulling in much more than 2K a month, of course, right? But if they were to pay for ads, they'd be charging 2K a month, okay? So how did I do it? And how did they bounce back right here? Well, it's through, again, what we talk about on this channel, of course, SEO, search engine optimization, which by default, if you have a good SEO, you'll have a good GEO, or what's called also generative engine optimization, or people also call it AEO, or AI engine optimization. Doesn't matter what you call it, in essence, it's just ranking on GPT, right, or being mentioned or cited. And usually, not usually, but there's a direct correlation of how well you rank on the classic Google and Bing, right? You're more likely to be mentioned or cited in these AIs, okay? Grok, Perplexity, GPT, etc., right? Gemini. There's a high correlation between that. And SEO as a whole is going to be a whole video in and of itself. I recommend you, if you haven't caught up with what SEO is and how to do SEO, just go to Vasco's SEO Tips, my YouTube channel. Go here and just type in a course. There you go. And then just watch this right here. It's 2 hours, 18 minutes long. It's kind of boring, but it basically goes over every single thing you need to know about SEO, okay? The reason why you need to know about this is because there's, again, a high correlation between SEO and GEO if you want to rank on these LLMs. Now, okay, let's go over what they did before I go over the second. I guess I can just go over the second one. They joined August 2025, so a bit more recent. They were already on an upward trend, but using our software. And by the way, you might know what the software is by now. I'm constantly giving you hints here. It's Arvo. And just want to say that you don't need this software, right? Anything this does, you can do manually. The thing is that you can just shorten the time span at which you can achieve these results, okay? So instead of maybe 2 months, you maybe take you like 6 to 9 months, okay? But again, these were airport directory, kind of like Nomad List. What Nomad List is basically a directory for where nomads can go and choose the places to go and work abroad, right? Sort of. This is that like a marketplace directory for airport lounges, okay? And so, yeah, they grew the traffic by a lot, right? From here to here, 6K, from around 1.5K to 6K a month, mostly US-based, so you know it's valuable traffic. And these guys did the same thing, but a bit more, they were on the downward trend, they grew it by a lot more. Now, what did these two guys did, right? This video could be like an hour long, but in essence, how you get more traffic from Google search, right, and Bing is by producing content that satisfies the user's search intent, right? I made a lot of mistakes here, but you get the point, right? It's to produce content that satisfies your search intent. For example, for these guys right here, well, they're an airport directory. So ideally, when someone goes on Google and types in for airport lounge in, I don't know, Canada, or airport lounge in Dallas, Texas, right? They want to show up first for maybe a listicle with top 10 airport lounges in Dallas, Texas, or for example, This would be a listicle, or for example, an article going over, hey, here are the 10 best, or here's the best airport lounge in Texas. Boom, there's a picture of the lounge. There's what it offers, like drinks, etc., Wi-Fi, do's and don'ts, price, etc. For example, like a proper long-form article, right? Or maybe there's a YouTube video, right? It's about producing content that best satisfies the search intent. So that's all they do, right? And SEO is basically this. Search engine optimization is basically this. And it is simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. But if you just produce content that satisfies the search intent, people are searching for that content, and the content is good enough, right, in terms of the quality, right, if it has backlinks, of course, you'll show up first. And that's all they did, right? I'll go over here again. I have to add a bunch of things, but if I go here to one of their sites /blog, right, you'll see that this is the traffic from the blog. I'll even like do this. It's the homepage, okay, 10.3K, and the blog, right, gets almost half of that traffic. Okay, so if I just scroll down, the blog is contributing, the articles they wrote are contributing to getting traffic into this site. Now, I also talk about this a lot, right? It doesn't matter if, let's say this is Google right here, Google. There's a little search bar, you search for something, right? Gives you maybe an article, gives you then a YouTube video, gives you then like a Reddit post, and then you go in and you read the article, right? You go in and you watch the video, you go in and you read the Reddit comments, right? But let's say even if nobody uses Google tomorrow, even if no human goes and actually reads your article, right? Which again, this is what they're posting right here on their blog. They're only posting articles about their niche and about their business, right? But let's say tomorrow nobody actually goes and does it, right? Doesn't matter, because when you're searching for stuff on ChatGPT, right? You prompt it for something, gives you an answer, right? You prompt it for something again, gives you an answer, right? Until you're down the funnel where the answer is good enough, right? What it's doing, right? When you prompt it for something, the answer right here is based off of, in essence, what this does is it deconstructs your prompt and searches for a bunch of keywords. This is more or less what it does on Google and Bing, right? And then reads through the article for you, watches the video for you, reads through the Reddit comments for you, right? And then compiles all that information into a little like text snippet that's easier on the eyes. That's basically what they're doing. So even if tomorrow no human reads your blog post, doesn't matter, because the AI will go in, read it for you, and then give you like a little answer, a compact answer of what it read on the SERPs. This is why it's very important to still produce content and still do the classic SEO to rank that content. So even if like most of this content is from articles, from blogs, this is still very valuable because it's being picked up by not just Google and Bing, but also by the LLMs, the AI search engines, okay? That's why it's very important. And so both these two guys are doing exactly that. They're producing content, and they're using our tool for that. And I'll show you here an example of what you can do. Let's just do gardening, okay? Let's see here. Gardening in arid soils. Let's say you're an e-commerce store, for example, and you have, let's say you have these guys, for example, Epic Gardening right here. I give these guys as an example all the time. They are a gardening store. They have these blog posts, amazing tips, all with images, links, bullets, like author bio. It's pretty great content that ranks on Google, right? Ranks on Bing, ranks on all these LLMs, right? And you could just use something like Arvo to produce, for example, gardening tips in arid soils. This was all done with AI. Even the videos that were put here, right? The AI went and found, okay, this article is about tips in arid soils. So I'm going to place here images that are about arid soils. The content is going to be about that, right? And the video that I'm going to insert here is going to be about desert gardening. So it's all in the same niche. Now, you could do all this manually, right? Or you can just use AI that automatically adds the links, like adds the bullets, that writes the proper valuable content even within FAQ section down here, right? And in case you don't like some of this, right? A lot of people don't like AI content, the outputs. I'd say like it doesn't really matter if it's AI or not. Google doesn't care if it's AI or not, right? Google only cares if, again, it satisfies the search intent. So if it is available for whoever is reading it, doesn't matter if it's a dog, a robot, a dolphin, a human writing the content, Google doesn't care. In case, again, you want to change something, you can just like go here and revision. You can just select parts of the article and add keywords. You can add links, right? Oh, you can add links. You can add custom prompts. You can add all this stuff right here. So you could change things around if you don't like the output. You can even speak with it back and forth, saying, "Hey, change the intro, make it more beginner friendly. Link out to whatever. Add a table comparing whatever. Add an image, etc." So you could basically speak as if you're speaking with ChatGPT. It will change the whole article. So you can just do that. And by the way, if you don't want like to have Arvo generate the content, you can just either delete all this and paste in your new content right here, or just go here and say write from scratch, or you can even start from a link. You can start from a competitor's link. So that's pretty cool as well. Point being is that, quote unquote, all they did was produce content using AI that satisfies the user search intent. They found the keywords, okay? The AI finds the keywords as well. They took those keywords and they produced articles, right, that target those keywords, that are optimized for those keywords, that eventually ranked, right? This is AI content. Again, doesn't matter if it's AI or not. The only thing that matters is, okay, is this content on the blog, on the articles, is it actually valuable for people? Are people actually reading it? Okay, and they are, right? People are reading it. And the articles they posted on their sites look exactly like the ones that I showed you before. And I'll even show you more examples. So if I go here to all articles, I think this is in Korean, right? Again, you can do this in any language you want, right? You can target multiple international niches if you like, okay? These are both to both American companies. As you can see here, traffic comes mainly from the US. There you go, 5K from the US and 10.3K from the US. But you can target multiple niches. And I've said this before, like even if your company is inside the US, you can produce content in Spanish, right? Because there's a bunch of Spanish people speaking in the US. So you get US-based clients with the money, but you're targeting the ones who speak Spanish. So that's pretty cool. You can even go to Europe, like targeting Portuguese, Greek, Spanish. You can even go to Asia, right? Mandarin, Thai. I mean, you can do all these different languages if you like, and there's a bunch of opportunities out there. And I think I made a bunch of videos on that about international SEO. I think maybe that's not the keyword, but I think they're somewhere around here. There's a bunch of opportunity there to pick it up. And so if you were to take one tip from this video is to produce content that satisfies search intent. Now you can use Arvo or not. I don't really care. I mean, if you buy it, I make money. I'm fully transparent with that. I just think it's easier and faster to do it through this because, I mean, it just saves you a ton of time, right? This is just the default, right? You put the images, you put the links, you put the videos, so you can do all this manually, but it just takes you a ton of time. So if the draft can be something like this, well, it just saves you a ton of time and you're going to win in the long run because your competitors are not using AI and they just take so much more time producing content. Then in the case you don't like this stuff, right? There's something you don't like, you can always edit it, right? And we provide you with the editing tools that use AI. Why would you be editing this manually, right? Why, if I go here and add external links, like why would I be doing this manually? What it's doing right now, it's going out, and this is in Japanese, I think, and add external links right here. So why would I be like looking for the best place to add a link to, then go and find a list of sites to link out to, then create the link? It just takes so much time. Like this little feature just saves you hours of time. This as well. You can sprinkle in your keywords right here. You can rewrite stuff. You can transform stuff into tables if you want, into lists. So AI just saves you a ton of time. Okay. You can even custom prompt it saying, for example, like rhyme every word with orange. You get the point, right? It just saves you a ton of time. This is not a magic tool, but just saves you a ton of time. You can even set up an automatic blog, right? You can have a blog automatically running on the back end. So it automatically takes keywords in, generates the content, and publishes them to your site over and over again, every day, every hour, every week, every month, to hopefully attain something like this, which is achieved by producing high quality content, which AI produces. Our AI in specific produces high quality content, right? This is how these guys achieved it. Now, a bit of caveat as well, you see that they have a bunch of backlinks, right? Backlinks are key, right? SEO has three main pillars: on-page SEO, off-page SEO, that's off, and technical SEO. On-page, again, is what I just showed you right now, is what happens on the site, how you write the content, what you write, how it's written, the keywords targets. Technical SEO is the boring stuff like schema markup, meta titles, meta descriptions, all that stuff, site speed. But off-page SEO is link building backlinks, okay, which is key, right? You can't win in the SEO space just with one. You got to target all three. Your site needs to be fast. For example, if you rank first, but your site takes like 10 hours to load, well, people are just going to click off and click the second guy. So even though they're ranking second, they're going to have more clicks because your site takes too long to load. That's just a small example, okay? But so point being is that to succeed in the SEO space, you have to do all three, which means that to succeed in the GEO space, you have to do all three as well. And these guys are doing it pretty well. Again, these guys were coming in from a downturn, and it just increased the output of content, right? And that's basically the secret. There's no actual secret, just producing content, whether you use our tool or not. These are two case studies from two brands who are actively using Arvo to produce content, whether they have an automated blog that does it automatically for them, whether they have like a feed that has based off of news that writes news articles, or based off of YouTube videos that converts YouTube videos into blog posts and then posts them to their site, which, by the way, we have more case studies right here of people who've done it. This is a French marketing agency guy who did that, right? He took a bunch of videos. You can watch the case study if you want. He took a bunch of videos in English. He converted the videos into French using our tool, our feature right here about the YouTube to blog post article feature, and he's getting 6K a month in monthly organic search traffic just off of doing that. We have this guy right here, which I posted on my channel, that basically used this feature right here to produce news articles, okay? And it took his site from, from literal zero to 10K a month in 24 hours, and then 12 hours later, it took it to 30K a month, just off of using this feature, the news article feature. So Could you do this manually? Yeah, sure. But you just take your ton of time and probably you wouldn't be able to achieve this stuff right here. So yeah, that's it. Again, more of a boring video, more of a case study type video just to show you the capabilities and the possibilities of SEO, in specific our tool, Arvo. So hopefully you see this and you think, okay, maybe this can work for me as well. Because these are two very different niches, very, very different niches. And so guys, if you want a bit more help from my end on SEO stuff, you're going to go to arvo.com/academy. This is going to be the first link in the description. And what this is access to all my SEO courses. So more SEO, in-depth SEO training with regular updates. We do also weekly calls, weekly live calls where you can just hop on together and just shoot the shit, talk about like SEO stuff. You can send me your site, I can audit your site, I can give you tips. I can basically put myself in your shoes and think, okay, how, if I were an owner of this business, how would I improve their SEO? How would I improve their GEO? We can just talk about that live for an hour. Again, you get access for free to Arvo, the tool that I just showed you. You get access to this for a full month for free. So that's pretty cool, I think. All this stuff right here. You get also access to a one-on-one consulting call with myself. So we just sit down for half an hour, discuss like your specific case and how I can maybe help in increasing your search traffic and ideally your revenue to the business. And this is new. You also get a DR40 backlink built by me. By the way, if you're watching this like maybe a month from now or so, this might not be here because I'm doing a very limited time for this, because these actually, if you were to buy them manually, they would cost you $150 a pop. So this is, by the way, I go over some results of people who built these backlinks. If you go here, if you were to buy them, I do $450 for free, so it's $150 a pop. And I'm actually including it here, so I'm losing money. So hopefully, see if you're watching this video right now, if you go to the Academy, this is not here. Well, it's because I've built enough. But at the moment, if it's still here, it's pretty cool to get all this stuff, free access to the software, a one-on-one consulting call with me, all my SEO courses, private calls weekly, and a DR40 backlink built by me that's proven to deliver all these results right here, which you can watch the video if you'd like. So yeah, that's it, guys. Check the links in the description, check the Academy, join me there, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.